my opinion, 3 teams that I think might finish in the top half of the league, in Villa, Chelsea and Man United. Aside from that, they've not got anybody in their fixture schedule. I think they've got a really good start of the season fixture if they start well. So I'm going to say, if they get the points on the table nice and early before they play Arsenal on December the 5th, they'll finish in the top 6. If they don't get those points on the table, they'll finish in the bottom 6.
What were those 3 teams they've got before Arsenal that you mentioned?
Aston Villa,
yeah,
who are probably not playing, they've lost Rodgers and whatever.
Totally.
Chelsea, you don't know what you're going to get from them, and Man United.
Nice.
They're the 3.
What an easy run that is. Yeah. They're going to be top by the time they play Arsenal.
Unless they go all Spursy on you again.
Here's the thing, right? And I say, lads, it's Tottenham. In respect of... I think... So what's your prediction there?
I'm saying, unless they get the points on the board by December the 5th, have a look for them, because the fixtures are going to pile up after that from there to the end of the season.
Okay, that's intriguing. So you're looking at it in a very negative way.
Well, and a positive way. So if they do get the points, I think they'll finish in the top 6.
Okay.
If they get they've got to put the points on the table. So I would say, on the 4th of December, have a look at the league table. If Tottenham are not in the top 8 at that stage, the alarm bells would be ringing for me if I was a Tottenham fan. That's the best way.
Top 8?
Top 8. Got to be in the top 8.
I would say that's a bare minimum with that fixture run, surely. I mean, surely they've got to be finished.
Well, I'm giving them a little bit of tolerance.
Oh, you are, aren't you?
Yeah,
You're being very kind there.
I am.
I think that run, I didn't realise the run was that straightforward, if you like, for Tottenham. And then they will lose games, presumably, in that run. They won't win all those games, but they should amass a fairly decent number of points, you would think, given the spend that they've had. What was the spend, Darren Lewis, Spurs?
Over £250,000.
Incredible.
I mean, Tonali on his own cost £100 million.
Right, okay.
And we'll talk about that in a bit.
Yeah, okay. So you've got a Spurs.
No, I haven't got a Spurs one.
You're talking. Yeah, I got you.
I'm going to say...
about transfer fees, yeah.
No. I'm going to say that my outrageous prediction, no Chelsea, no City in the top 4 for the first time in 10 years.
No City? No Manchester City in the top 4? Wow. I love this is a bold prediction.
Oh, no, I don't say that to be in any way disrespectful, but 2 things. Sunday worried me a lot. Listen, one team in the last 15 years has won the Community Shield and gone on to win the title. That was Man City in 2019.
Right.
So I'm not carried away by the result as such. Yeah. I just think that the loss of Rodri really worries me for them. I think that the weakness of that midfield suddenly, that alarmed me as well. Elliot Anderson is a good player, but I don't buy into the hype around him. I think it's been a lot. And, he's a decent player, but I don't see him as a £116 million player. And I think there is just a real concern around the body language I saw within that City side. They may well start okay, and they may well get results here and then. They've got an outstanding striker, but at the back, every time Arsenal went forward, they looked as though they would score. And I just think that disorganisation at the back, it worries me a lot.
Are you not a believer in Enzo Maresca?
No.
I'm struggling to see, and listen, anybody might struggle after Pep, Stuart, but given Enzo Maresca and what happened so Leicester fans, yeah, they won the title comfortably. Leicester fans weren't particularly, they're never happy, Leicester fans. But at Chelsea, I think that he was so negative in his approach to the management of the club, as in saying we are not title contenders when they were near the top of the table. And everybody said, he's proved right. Well, maybe it was a self-fulfilling prophecy, and had he been more positive, it might have transmitted to the players. Who knows what they could have achieved? We'll never know now. So I just think there should be some serious questions, but it's always going to be tough to follow Pep Guardiola, I guess. But I'm struggling to see Enzo Maresca as that man to follow him successfully.
Yeah, I'm of that opinion.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what's to come, but I'm going to dovetail your prediction of those 2 finishing in the top 4.
City and Chelsea.
Yeah, I'm going to turn around and tell you who will finish in the top 6 that will take their place. Brentford and Brighton.
Love
that.
They will finish in the top 6, those 2.
Why do you say that? Is there a specific reason? Just building on what happened last season?
Brentford have not lost any of their players. And Thiago, having scored second top scorer in the division last year, still at Brentford, which has astounded me a little bit, with everyone clamouring for a goal scorer.
Really good shout. Yeah.
He stayed at the club. Sade improved. His first season is a little bit hit and miss. I think they kept the
I knew he'd do that.
Sorry, I knew it was out there as well. I think they've kept the nucleus. Keith Andrews, for me, was the manager of the year last year. I thought he was outstanding. I really did.
Agree with that.
For his first year in football management, he'll learn a lot from last year. And I tell you what to look out for. First game of the season, Brentford-Tottenham.
Yes.
Ooh.
If my predictions hinge, Spurs getting beat at Brentford or Spurs going to Brentford and getting a victory. Let's have a little look at that result.
Nicely together there.
Yeah, indeed.
Brentford scored 7 at the weekend in a friendly. So there's goals in them for sure. I've got a kind of Man United-based outrageous opinion to kick off with, and that is that Spurs will finish above Manchester United. And Leeds will finish above Manchester United.
So hang on a minute. For all your kind of negativity about Spurs, you still think that they'll...
All I said was they won't win the title. No, I'm more negative about Manchester United. I mean, I'm kind of wondering what's going on there defensively for a start. I really want... Everybody who listens to talkSPORT and has done for some time knows I'm a massive Michael Carrick fan as a player and as a manager as well. But, I mean, they had 40 games last season, and you could easily argue they underachieved when they had the Player of the Year, in inverted commas. So how are they going to cope with more games, expected to go deep in more competitions, not expected to go out early in the Champions League? So I'm struggling to see them perform to the levels in the Premier League they did last season. I think Leeds are a bit of a rogue one. Spurs are a rogue one, bearing in mind where they finished last season. But that's an outrageous, bold opinion. Spurs and Leeds to both finish above Manchester
The only
United.
thing that might skewer what you're saying, and I don't necessarily disagree, but Cunha didn't have that many starts last season, went into double figures. I think he scored 11 goals. And Mbeumo, I think, will be better for having a full season at the football club as well. I think there is a lot of orchestrated PR around Bruno Fernandes in this position that he's not for sale at any price. You know, I think all of that is designed to really make him feel good, because I remember last season where he talked about being really disappointed that the club were prepared to listen to offers for him when they weren't kind of realising you've got to put an arm around his shoulder. He's very much a confidence player in that regard. Defensively, I'm worried for them because they've never looked secure defensively. I do think under Michael Carrick, you know, he qualified for the Champions League with games to spare. And that to me said that he's stepped up, gone back home, if you like, and has reintroduced the ethos, the culture we've been talking about, that has really, the players seemed instantly to enjoy. And again, I defer to you with that because you will know more about why that is the case.
I would throw in the mix. I'd take your culture that Michael knows and the club and put alongside that Steve Holland's tactical now. So I think it's a great pairing. I really do. I think Steve played a massive part in Gareth and what Gareth done in elevating England. And I think to have Steve Holland alongside Michael is really good. Michael knows the culture of the club. Steve Holland's a good coach.
We've got loads more outrageous opinions to come. And you may want to take issue with them. You may not. Over on talkSPORT 2, Wrexham lead at Cardiff 1-0 after 14 and a half minutes. That's live on talkSPORT 2, as I say. More bold opinions coming next on talkSPORT.